Throughout the morning, we'll be asking if America's economy is getting back on track. Our status reports come from Lakshman Achuthan, Managing Director of the Economic Cycle Research Institute. We caught up with him here in New York at a symbol of America's might, the largest train station in the world. If the economy is Grand Central Station, which is where we are right now, what track are we on?
Well, we're on the right track, and that's a recovery track. The economy is clearly recovering. It's grown by over 4% in the last half a year, the second half of '09, and we're already having jobs growth come right here. It's going to happen and be obvious for the nation as a whole by the spring.
We're going to have jobs growth, but how significant will that growth be?
It'll be significant. I mean, we will add hundreds of thousands of jobs on a sustained basis month after month as the year progresses. However, we lost over 8 million, well over 8 million, so we're not going to get those jobs back. We're not going to get back to where we were before the recession anytime soon. That takes years. So we're likely to have uncomfortably high unemployment rates in the coming decade, I'm afraid.
There's a perception among some people that after what the U.S. has been through, the Great Recession the last few years, that our glory days are in effect behind us.
Right.
Is there any truth to that?
There is some truth. I'm not going to say America's glory days are gone, but as a result of this recession, today the U.S. economy is about 5% smaller than it was before the recession started. But you look at Asia Pacific, where you have China and India, for example, and that region of the world is actually 14% larger. So you've had about a 20% shift in the size of economies in under 2 years.
And not in our favor.
And not in our favor. And that, I think, feeds into this angst that things are changing very, very quickly. And Asia is some sort of threat as a result.
It's a little scary.
It is a little scary, especially, look, because we've had so much pain. And there's no easy answer, right? The business cycle is turning. It is going to start to get better. But longer term, there are some structural shifts that are occurring globally.
Continuing debate over the cost of health care and what to do about it. Does it matter to the economy at large?
Well, yes. Look, aside from the personal nature of health care, it does matter to the economy by way of the nation's deficit, our debt, which is very large as a result of the recession and the spending there. But then when you look inside of the costs that are pushing up our debt, the rising healthcare costs are a huge component and one of the major components driving it up.
So if we don't get healthcare under control, we can't bring down the deficit.
Right. The healthcare is linked to the deficit, and the deficit is a very big long-term problem for the U.S. economy. We cannot stay at these gargantuan levels in the long term. That is untenable. The markets will not allow it. That will hurt our economy in a very big way.